this contest set for one fall is for the WWE Championship.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once.
We are standing here right after the tribal chief has been acknowledged. The one tribal chief, by the way, Roman Reigns, at the end of SummerSlam here in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. And we're out here enjoying ourselves for SummerSlam 2024.
Yes, absolutely.
And a certain individual was running his mouth last night because he had a few too many.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And he says, we need to, lose our spot. He says we need to do reels on Around the Turnbuckle.
It's funny. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
You all need to tune into Around the Turnbuckle tomorrow night at 6 or 7-ish, because this man and myself are going to give you all the lowdown and all the stories from what happened at SummerSlam here in Cleveland, Ohio. Plus, we're going to do special reels. Tell them.
So, tune in tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Al and Adrian. And I got a special message for Mr. Chugalug. Fuck JT Cage. This is real talk.
See you tomorrow.
Welcome to Around the Turnbuckle on Bonus Real Talk. I am Big Al. That is the Professor, as always. And my boy Adrian from Real Talk. We're all here together on the day after SummerSlam. What's up, guys?
Yes, we are. There's a lot to talk about. Shout out to JT Cage. I know you're watching.
JT Cage is absolutely welcome to join this program at any time.
Oh, yes,
I have extended the invitation. He is absolutely welcome to join this program. However, Professor enlightened me on the fact that the guy has a new job that he takes very seriously.
Congratulations.
And if he's busy tonight, he's busy tonight, and that's okay. But if he's not, come on, and we'll talk some wrestling here. We have comments already. Big Dave says, Big Al and Adrian survived SummerSlam. We did. Survive is the key word there. We were in Cleveland, yes. And live to tell about it. Let's hear about it. We will. Let's go, says Christopher. Awesome. I think he was saying awesome in reference to your words from Mr. Cage. Can you enlighten everybody, Adrian, on why you chose those particular words?
Why did
for the ruiner of it all?
Why did I say fuck JT Cage?
Yes.
Apparently,
he's a really nice guy.
Okay. So apparently JT Cage was, ingesting a lot of liquid courage and made a comment, and he was saying funny things, as which most fools do, and he made the mistake of saying, "Fuck Al and Adrian, I'll do real talk."
He said that, yes.
Those were the words that were used by Mr. Cage. JT, or as I like to call him, just talking. No. When you are able to do, you do. Imitation is the best form of flattery. I think it's adorable. I think it's absolutely adorable, and he's welcome on the show anytime, because then he could be in a spotlight, and maybe some of the
he knows movies. I got to give credit where credit due, and so does the Professor. They both know movies very well. They had a great conversation going on in a little chat room that we have, and it was, he was spitting out quotes. Professor was letting them know where those quotes came from. Like they,
most people without a life can do the same thing.
Professor, can you speak to that conversation? I mean, how did it feel for you?
It felt pretty good. I mean, he threw out a "Don't tell mom the babysitter is dead" quote, and I mean that's a whole '90s movie, which
rock and roll.
I was a big fan of that movie as a young kid, and I mean that's probably a real talk conversation about
we'll get there.
Where we're going in terms of streaming versus cable, which all of us three grew up with.
Exactly.
Where you had to be at the mercy of what's on, what's scheduled. And I really have concerns and worries in terms of streaming, where you can just look up whatever you want, versus cable, where maybe you're just looking for something to watch and you go, that title sounds cool. And that's how cult movies happen to a degree, or word of mouth from your friends. Like, I'm an Evil Dead fan. I'm a huge Evil Dead fan.
Oh my God, yes.
I wouldn't be an Evil Dead fan unless, and I'm going to throw a shout out here. He's probably not watching, but if he ever does, Matt Casey, I grew up with, he was a gigantic fan at first of Army of Darkness. He got in with Army of Darkness. His sister was dating a guy that was an independent film director and was kissing Army of Darkness's ass. Shows him a cut of it, and he's telling me this is the greatest movie ever. We're like in second grade. Right. We get to fourth grade. We're doing like the first sleepover ever, and he's like, "We're gonna watch Evil Dead 2," which is prior to Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And he's hyping this thing up as like the sickest, fucked upest movie ever. And I mean, fourth grade is 10 years old. Yeah. I'm barely into horror at this point. I'm doing horror with like TV edits of like Nightmare 2. Shit.
You started on the soft end, buddy.
I did. Because a TV edit Nightmare 2, I mean, even if you do Nightmare 2 with the theatrical, you're not getting it at that age. You're not getting what that movie is. Not even a little.
Right.
So he's like, let's go do Evil Dead 2. And it's like, damn. But then you get through that like first 15 minutes, which is almost like hardcore horror in a lot of ways. Because there's some ideas.
Right.
And then with the cuts and the way they do it, you're like, because if you have a good imagination, your imagination is making you go, why the fuck is this not an X-rated movie? And then as you go on, you're like, oh, okay, I get what this is really about. This is Three Stooges, but with horror thrown in. There's a horror here. This is a fun time.
A lot of physical comedy.
Yes.
Right. Which then I go back after watching. I'm like, oh, this is great. I have to go do Army of Darkness now. And I go back home and I'm like, we're going to a video store. I got to get Evil Dead 2 for my brother. I'm like, we got to fucking watch this as a family and then go do Army of Darkness and all that. And I got my brother into it, which is how we became an Evil Dead family, and we were doing Ash versus Evil Dead and supporting that and all that. And I see the fans want SummerSlam. We gotta switch to SummerSlam. We're doing a little too much the movie stuff. They're here for the wrestling. Let's do the wrestling.
Yes. Okay. So Chris says that might have been the best SummerSlam ever. A lot of title changes, but the Dom, this thing, Rhea was awesome. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So Adrian, you and I. Okay. So the match itself. All right. First and foremost, the match itself was great. All right. The storytelling that the girls both did, amazing. The whole shoulder thing, popping it back in, like all that stuff was great. Dominic Mysterio, it was a piece of art, right? Dominic Mysterio grabbing things, says, no, you cannot win the championship that way, So he wasn't helping Liv at that moment. He was trying to help Rhea not get disqualified.
Yep.
Right.
So that sets up the later moment where you see him nonchalantly. Now, Keith, you're watching on TV.
Yes,
Adrian and I did not see at the time Dominic Mysterio shove the
chair.
chair underneath. I saw him running around and getting the referee's attention, but I didn't see him shoving the chair underneath. And I'm like,
Smooth.
when I watched it back, I was like, oh, that's what he did.
Yep.
Then she does her move onto the chair. Second time, the first time Rhea kicks out. Second time, does it on the chair. 1, 2, 3, keeps her championship. If that's all that happened, they could have had speculation like, did he mean to do that? Did he screw up?
Yep.
No. They put the exclamation point on it when he helps Liv up off the floor
and
lays one on her, baby.
Yeah.
Adrian, what'd you think?
I thought they set the tone for the night. Like so you as a worker, like a lot of guys get discouraged if you're called certain, like quote unquote the curtain jerker. You're the first match up. No, that's a big moment because you are setting the tone for the entire show. Everybody if you go out there and kill it in the main event, shit the bed, what are they going to be talking about? They're going to be talking about match number one was fantastic. You were setting the entire show, and they set a beautiful. Oh, that was good. That was. I will definitely say that was. That was good. That was good because there was a lot of speculation. I mean, okay, we all kind of knew something was going to happen if you really paid attention to it, but it was so well done and so well thought out that it had a lot of people being there. You could hear the people screaming, "You!"
Oh my God!
You effed up! They were going insane. And then and you would not believe the pop that she got when she pinned her. Like she had a huge.
They were chanting "Mommy" all night long. They were chanting "Liv Morgan sucks" all night, like the whole match.
They were going back and forth. Though.
At the end of the match, when what happened, Mommy's still over, but now Liv got raised, mission accomplished. And Dominic and that whole thing is keeping people's interest. WWE is getting so spot on about keeping our interest now that we're here the day after on a podcast talking about it when Keith and I haven't done that in a very, very long time.
There's still memes all over the internet about it.
Keith, you saw the match. What did you think?
I thought it was everything I like in pro wrestling. I listened to it with the commentary on. I thought the commentary did so well.
Yeah.
I mean, Pat McAfee is out there calling Dominic Mysterio a piece of shit when he turned. And I mean, how often do we hear that?
How often do you hear Michael Cole call him a two-timing son of a bitch?
Right, exactly. Like, this is, to me, the perfection of when everything in this business comes together, right?
Yeah.
That great storytelling in the match. That ability, you guys watched it without the commentary because you were there live. You completely understood the storytelling and everything they did. I'm watching it at home with the commentary, with what I would say is the finished product. And the product is adding on top of and giving you that incentive to come back and go, yeah, I watched it live, but I want to watch the replay and then do that. I mean, it was a chef's kiss of how good it is. And I'm gonna say something right now. I think my best call as a play-by-play commentator is a curtain jerker first match on a show. And you, Al, you know what match that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I do know
what that match was. Julie, right now, I'm gonna say what that match was.
What was that? Yeah, say it.
It was Wolfman versus JT Cage.
Right.
Hardcore title, 3WA, because we had everything that happened with JT Cage. 2 years the hardcore champion. Problems that he and I have had, which is in part because Al was such an ass kisser on JT Cage.
I mean, the guy seems to that's the way to go.
Yeah, he got a little, saucy with him.
Just talk Cage.
Last night. Maybe you're having a good influence on him there, Adrian. I think you are. Maybe it's going to be a little different next time Al and I call a 3WA match.
I'm a good influence on everybody, Keith. I am. I rub off excellence onto people.
I can see it. We know that, right? We were at the, it's the Legends of Hamburg now. I mean, it was the first show, right? You were sitting with us at the commentary table. How many stars came by when you sat with us? We had
I was pulling people left and right, baby. That's what I
we had
do.
Rhino. We had Heath Slater. We had Maven.
Yeah.
We had all these stars come by and at least do a quick hit with us.
Oh, of
if we're a
course.
full show.
Of course.
And it's up there on YouTube, fans.
Oh, it is. It's definitely up there on YouTube. I go back and watch it and smile every time I look at it because I'm like,
well, so do I. And Al's bemused by what we're doing. But back to the main point.
yes.
It was, and really, it does tie back into that Live Rhea match when you have a story that converges so well. You have all the elements come together like that, and then you have a commentary team that can pull those elements off. That really can be a tone setter. And you're right. As a worker, a lot of times we look at the opening match and we go jerk and curtain. Not that important. But if you can do it correctly and you can get all those elements together, now you're creating a show. Now you're creating that ability to go follow that.
Yeah.
When it's follow that from the first match on, which I feel like SummerSlam absolutely accomplished that. Man, that's something for the ticket buying public, and not just the ticket buying public, but the public that watches it at home. That's the beauty of our business.
It adds more pressure to everybody behind them too. Like you got to step your game up if you want, because that was one of the loudest matches of the night.
Yeah, they were into the whole thing.
Yeah, from bell to bell, it was just it had the arena vibrating. It was that loud. So yeah.
So then to follow that, then was the Intercontinental Championship match. Am I wrong? That was the very next. Wasn't that right?
Yeah.
That's what followed that, and I said, and my wife looks at me when Braun Breaker's coming down to the ring, and she goes, "How are they going to follow that?" And she doesn't know as much about wrestling as everybody in this room,
right?
So she knew as a casual fan, how are they going to follow that? And in my opinion, and I'll let you guys speak to it, they failed. To me, that match had all the potential in the world. It had all the ingredients. It had Sami Zayn, and it had Braun Breaker. And you and I talked about this, Adrian, afterwards. I think they're pushing Braun Breaker too fast. And I think that's what's going on here. Absolutely. And because of that, you can see his limitations during a match.
Yep.
He's got a great look. He's got the lineage. He's got the running back and forth 21 miles an hour. He can do the Frankensteiner and all that stuff. And he can do the spear. That's great. But there's little things that not everybody sees. And you as a worker, you were pointing them out to me. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I can see it now. And then you were pointing out to my wife. And she don't know. She's not smart to the business in that way. So she was watching him, and you're like, yes, you're right. I'm going to let you speak to that. So then Keith knows what we're talking about, please.
Yeah, please. Because
so a lot of times during the match, if you paid attention, his style of communicating, because we all talk in the ring, his style of communicating, he communicates like somebody who is just coming out of training, and that is the best way to put it. Somebody who's green, because if you watch his setups from transition from move to move, right? He'll hit him and he'll stay there, and he's telling them, all right, well, this, like, there's
Right.
communication, and then they go to the move. When he was picking Sami Zayn up at one point, instead of having him here by the head, his hands were way back here, and he was talking to him, and you can visibly see him talking. There were points throughout the match where I don't know if it was because of the heat of the arena or because he was moving a million miles a minute. He was blown.
It might have been the humidity, man. I mean, I'm not giving him a pass. I'm just saying.
Yeah, humidity, and that
it was humid there.
Yeah, that plays a big part.
I'm watching SummerSlam as we're talking. I'm watching Gunther versus Priest here, and I'm seeing spit flying, and it's on the broadcast. It's obvious. So these guys clearly are breathing, and it's hot.
Yeah,
because I can see the spittle fly.
Right.
And that's the thing about when you're working, when you get exhausted, you have a tendency sometimes to get a little bit sloppy. And so during some of the spots, I would call them, they were very sloppy. And as somebody who's you can see the setup, like the spot where he jumps off, Sami Zayn catches him, and then, or he catches Sami Zayn and they go into the thing. And it was like, okay, you saw that coming, because he catches him, boom, and then he catches him like in position, and he sits there for a second, and then it's a transition into the move. He's hitting him, he sits there for a second, and then it's a transition to the next thing, and there was a lot of stuttering. It was a lot of hesitation to everything that was going on from move to move when it came to him. I think he needs more time. Kind of like what Triple H did with Jade. I think because they were making room for so many people that they're trying to bring in NXT, they were calling up the best of the best. Like, okay, well, this guy's good, this guy's good, this guy's good. Let's get him on the main roster.
Problem is, though, you just put the Intercontinental title on him, man. So now what?
So now
what do you do with him now?
He's really got to step up.
Yeah,
he's really got to step up.
I mean, Keith, what did you see? I mean, you saw it with commentary. So what did you see?
So, I mean, I didn't necessarily see what you guys are seeing, but again, that's a case of I'm not a worker.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in the ring. I'm commentary. So if I see things that maybe look fucked up, or if I know from the outset somebody is limited, and I'm not going to say names,
right?
But I've had matches where I know somebody's going to be limited coming in. I will try to cover that up and go, this is going to be the greatest goddamn thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, right.
So I thought they did a good job in terms of the commentary, which I think is probably where I got to give credit to the commentary on this show, because I didn't see the things with Braun that you guys saw. Yeah. And that's probably an example of commentary being as good as they are, to notice that and then go, shit, we got to cover up for it.
Right.
I also think the Intercontinental title can be either the worker's belt or it can be the belt to get somebody over.
Right.
Because I think we can all agree that Braun Breaker, whatever the faults are, whatever the problems are, it's worth investing the time to.
Oh no, yeah.
Now,
yeah,
and make him a guy.
You can see his future.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it's too early.
Right.
I think they're pushing him too fast.
It could be, and I mean, this could be the moment where Triple H shows a bias, which is stupid, because NXT, let's face it, he's still dealing with the Vince McMahon version of NXT, where it's like he sees somebody and he thinks they're far enough along, or he likes their look, or he likes whatever the fuck, and it's the 70-year-old mind of going like, they're ready, get them up here. Well, Vince, I think maybe they need a couple more months. No, I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. I know that they're ready.
That's good shit.
Right, it's good shit. It's good enough. Get him the fuck up here.
Yeah.
And I saw that in the Nia match. right? Because everybody's shitting on the Nia match, and I'm looking at the Nia match, and I'm like, I don't
I
love
can't
it.
wait
I don't-
till we get into that.
Yeah, it is, and I don't love it, but I feel like that was a case of trying to do the best you can with what you have. I love Tiffany Stratton was involved in it, right? Because now we can have Tiffany with Nia.
Right.
How it's the will she won't. We can have so much storyline that it's
Yes.
going to distract from Nia's limitations because we can't send Nia down because she has some people in very high places.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say, Adrian?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the Rock's on the board of directors.
Yep, she has some people in very high places.
Oh boy.
But I mean, because here, and this to me is really about good creative and good booking, being able to go, there's a reclamation project where I can't just send her back to NXT and get her the seasoning. I have to season her in front of the cameras.
That was the best of a bad situation.
So when or who does Tiffany cash in?
I think she cashes in on Nia.
I think, that's what we're talking about here. So,
yeah.
Yes, I think she's going to be Nia's best friend for a while. And when she least expect it, she's going to cash it in on Nia Jax.
Yeah, I think Nia is the who, the when. I don't know the when yet. It's too early to do the when.
Yeah, Survivor Series.
How many times has Nia Jax been champion?
This is what, 2 or 3, right? 3.
No, this is 0. Nia's never had a belt until now.
No, she was champion. She was champion once before.
Where? When?
In WWE, women's champion once before.
Was she? When was that?
Like 5 years ago.
Must have been when I went
back.
I swear to God, look it up. Somebody look it up.
Adrian's looking it up.
Adrian, look it up. I swear, she's either 2 or 3-time women's champion.
Because, I'll admit, guys, I don't watch WWE the way I used to watch WWE. I have a lot of responsibilities now.
Well, I mean, Piranha's on you, like saying she never was.
Brother Piranha's saying no, and I do trust
because commentary said she never was, but I think they're wrong there.
Nia Jax.
See, yeah, Nia had a title, see? Or was it NXT? Was it NXT?
Was it NXT? Because I was watching NXT then, Chris, and I don't think she had a belt.
I'm talking about
they called her up before she could have the belt.
All right, what'd she have? Adrian, what'd she have?
Grooming her for it.
Looking, she has been. She's had the belt once before.
Once before.
Second reign.
Take that, Piranha.
This is her second reign. She's been tag champion.
But commentary said it was her first.
Tag champion. So she never had a singles title, which I think commentary.
She's what are they on? So there's the women's heavyweight champion. And
and the women's world champion.
And then there's the tag champions.
Yeah, so she's the women's champion. She's never had the world title.
Okay.
Was it dead in the stadium? Because they definitely was that crowd.
They were sitting, Keith. They were sitting on their hands, and more than half of them, literally more than half of them, cleared out to get to take a piss, get a beer, whatever.
Over half of that match, people were on the floor at the merch stands. They were going
on the merch stands. They were not invested. And this, we talked about this, Keith. And I'm glad you went into another match because we're already 30 minutes in. We're only on the third match. So we talked about Rhea and Liv. We talked about the Intercontinental Champion, the new Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. So now let's go into that match where Nia wins the championship from Bayley. And Shango and I talked about this earlier. I mean, right after the show. We all love Bayley, right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves Bayley.
Yeah.
But Bayley just isn't
It's time.
on the level of like a Rhea Ripley or a Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Like
That stars.
I'm talking about. She could not carry this division on her own. If she was the only champion, I don't think Bayley would be like Becky Lynch. Or do you understand what I'm saying by that, Keith? Like Bayley. Bayley is unbelievably talented. Bayley is unbelievably loved by the fans and respected by all her peers and respected by Triple H. And she's had an amazing career. But the reaction that people give when Rhea Ripley comes out,
there was no sound.
And even Liv Morgan comes out, Bayley comes out and crickets. I mean crickets.
I think Bayley got fucked by the pencil. Honestly, because I'll go back to Bayley versus Sasha Banks in NXT.
Yeah,
that is the only match. That is the only match in pro wrestling history where if I watch that match, I will literally cry real tears. No, I'm serious. I'm not even fucking around.
No. I'm not. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at that. I'm sorry. I was laughing at Piranha's comment.
Yeah, I will cry real tears during that match. Because how well Bayley was built up, how well Sasha was built up going into it.
Yeah.
Everything that went into that match. That is such, to me, Bayley is such a case of when the pencil fucks you, but also a case of, because let's face it, you mentioned Becky. Becky was getting fucked by the pencil. Becky
for a while.
Becky knew that nobody was giving her the shot. And when Becky saw that she could organically do something with Ronda and use Twitter, back when Twitter wasn't, what Twitter is now, Becky fucking got herself over and pushed herself into that situation, which Bayley
and became the man.
I didn't necessarily do that.
Okay, so the two things. Yeah, absolutely. Piranha, there was no sound.
It was quiet in there, man. It was quiet.
It was legitimately quiet.
There was go up and out and
nothing.
Right. There was conversations going on, but there was nothing.
There was nothing. And then,
I mean, wasn't there a point where they pumped some? Didn't they pump some noise in, Adrian?
Because I pointed to you and I was like, they're pumping sound in now.
They're pumping sound because you can hear
absolutely sweetened stuff. I can tell
you can hear a faint. So when they do that, Keith, if they're completely quiet and they do that, you can hear in the far corner of the arena, or in this case, stadium, a chant slowly builds. And you're like, who's starting that chant? Is it just one section? But it's coming from a place where the people around where they're hearing it, they start chanting that.
Yeah.
Right.
Just organically. Then it starts to go around the stadium. So then the next section does it, and the next section does it. Then it gets to us. It's almost like a wave. And then we start chanting it. I'm like, wait a minute. Why are we chanting this? It's such a mind game. It's really screwy.
But see, that was the thing. It wasn't happening. It was just quiet. And then the sound came, and I looked at you, and we were looking at each other, and I was like, they're pumping in sound. And you went, yeah they are.
Because there was no sound.
There was nothing. There was literally no sound until that power bomb. When that power bomb hit, and
when Bayley did the unbelievable feat of strength with Nia Jax, did that. That was the first big major actual organic real reaction to that match.
So but the other sad part about that too was it wasn't the upper, it was the floor. The floor made the noise. Everybody else in the stands was still kind of like, hey man, so what are you doing after the show? Like you
But that's probably where the sweetener comes in, is you go to the floor and you don't necessarily worry about what the stands are doing, other than to be able to have a long shot and go
of all
motherfuckers.
Almost 60,000. Yeah, it was 60,000, almost 60,000 people there.
Exactly, which frankly has always been the WWE move, right? We bullshit. Well, I say bullshit. I don't mean bullshit. We work. We work the attendance. We work the fans. We work.
Do you guys see an AEW or NXT women coming to WWE soon to make some impact in WWE?
Not yet.
close, interesting choice of words when you say impact. I could see TNA people making impacts in WWE,
which is what they're doing.
Which is they're already doing that. But I mean, there's more than just Jordan Grace out there. I mean,
there is
AEW women. I don't think that. Like, I want to say, the easy answer is Britt Baker. I think that's the only one that they'd be interested in.
Britt Baker.
Because everybody else there is already because everybody else has already been in WWE. Britt Baker. Yeah, but I mean, not as the Britt Baker she is now.
If the things I've heard on Britt Baker in the last this morning, off of the MJF situation, Britt Baker has stink on her bad right now.
Well, she's got a thing going on with Mercedes Moné, but we're not talking AEW. We're talking SummerSlam.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying
we're not even getting to real talk, man, because it's 35 minutes in.
Right. We've said enough about real talk. He watched. He knows.
I know. But we're not even getting there. All right, so we're gonna keep this SummerSlam. So we talked about both women
on a real talk. I'm just saying.
I know. We talked about both. I know. We talked about both women's matches. We talked about the new Intercontinental Champion, right? So now let's talk about our favorite subject. I mean, I should say Adrian's. LA Knight. Yeah! Versus Logan Paul. Keith, let me be clear. Before you talk about this match, let me be clear. Other than the main event, the fans in the building were more into this match than any other match on the card, even Punk and Drew McIntyre. They were in this match the whole time because they were booing the shit out of Logan Paul, which was a story in itself because he's from Cleveland. And then they were way behind LA Knight. It was basically LA Knight wins or we riot kind of crowd because they were crazy at every move, every punch. They were going, yeah, yeah, yeah. Every kick that wasn't pumped in. That was real. They were all and every move in every minute of that match. There was never a dull or silent moment in that match. They were into the whole damn thing. And when he finally won, it blew the roof off the place. And I told Adrian before the match even started, I said, LA Knight has to win. He said, no, he doesn't. I said, yes, he does. Because what do you do with LA? Keith, do you agree with me on that? He had to win this match.
He did for a lot of reasons. They booked this as I said it to you before we got on the air. I said, this is Stone Cold LA Knight. I'm going to go pull up, I think I had notes.
That's fine.
Pull up the notes. You guys.
All right, while you're pulling up your notes, Adrian, talk about this match and why you hate LA Knight.
Okay. So.
Which you don't hate LA Knight. I know secretly you don't.
I don't hate him. He just makes wrestling look bad.
Okay.
So shout out to Logan Paul. That kid is super fucking talented.
Love him. Yeah.
Super fucking talented. Short period of time.
A lot of respect because he takes this business serious.
And talented than the guy you were working. You helped elevate that man. You helped elevate LA Knight in this match because you were doing great.
I agree with that. I'm not going to deny that.
Even though, he botched several moves that I'm not going
and got hurt. I mean, he hurt himself too.
I'm talking about LA Knight botched.
Oh, well, yeah.
How do you've been in the business longer and you lose grip of somebody and almost hurt them? But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the worst fucking part of the match. How the fuck, as a worker and as a human being, do you no sell getting hit in the fucking face with brass knuckles?
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, that's right.
The same shit happened when it was LA Knight versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles worked his leg the entire fucking match, and he does the same shit that a fucking guy fresh into the business does Coming fresh out of training, he goes 0 to hero, no sales, everything that fucking happened to him. And then, all of a sudden, he's a superhero. And he's chanting and all the other stuff. CM Punk did not take half of the beating that man did and get hit with shit. And he was still selling when the fucking lights were off.
Right.
Oh yeah, because Punk fucking knows his job.
Fuck, like, my God, why?
Because
That's my
LA,
biggest issue.
because
Wow.
LA Knight has charisma that makes the marks happy. So here's what I was saying. I got my notes up and I just saw some shit with fucking Miz and R-Truth that I didn't want to comment on. It fucking made me really
Oh, come on. That was great.
That
No,
was
fuck
one more
you.
time for LA Knight.
They're out with the fat fucking ringing it guy that's doing the fucking opening.
Jelly Roll. Now, you don't like country music?
I didn't give a shit what his name. I'm not a country music fan.
I'm not either.
But
He does
I'm
all kinds
also, in fucking wrestling, there's a reason to me, Jelly Roll to fucking do any goddamn thing in the ring. We can all criticize, the professor for slapping JT in the face or any goddamn thing I've done physically, and it's legit. It's a legitimate criticism because I am not trained. I am not a worker in that way. I am a worker with my voice. So if you want to criticize me, by all means, go ahead and do it. We can have a discussion. But goddamn, I don't like shit like that. I just don't. It's not
Okay.
fucking.
Then how can you like
Go back to LA Knight. Your notes. I want your notes.
So
Forget about
my
Jelly
notes
Roll.
were at the beginning. I said Stone Cold LA Knight, right? Because we had
Nope.
the video at the beginning where they're trying to make him Stone Cold. Oh, here's your truck. I'm not going to drive a truck into the arena because we can't fucking do that. But I can fucking bash out windows or do whatever the fuck to get that Stone Cold versus The Rock shit. Catchphrase, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, but he ain't the franchise. Sorry. He's a 1A if he's anything, which is important, but he ain't going to
1F.
threaten anybody at the top of the card. Although they are repeating Austin here, and I am a generation removed, which basically means, I'm a generation that understands what the fuck you're doing. We're doing, 1 or 2 kid generations removed at that point, because I'm 41, but I'm old as shit at this point, because 41 is old as shit anymore. I said burning damn hammer to a table. That was impressive.
No.
To me, it was impressive. Why was it not impressive?
No.
I want to hear. I'm being serious now.
No.
Why was that not impressive? Because to me, that looked good.
He over rotated him, and then he had to readjust at the last second because he was going to throw him off the table. So he had to step forward and pull him further. Henceforth, why I do not like him, because he does not know what the fuck he is doing.
But.
That's a legitimate question because,
Yes.
like I say, I'm a worker with my voice. People have told me, you're a worker, Professor. And I'm like, well, but it's with my voice. I've never been in the ring. So I'm always going to defer to people that have been in the ring and learn the craft in a way that I have not learned the craft.
I love when Adrian gives these answers because it comes from that perspective. And then during the match, I had the thrill of watching the match and then hearing him say these things as they were happening. So I was looking at the match in a different way. I wasn't looking at it as a fan, more of like a critique or like picking it apart and kind of like seeing, and there were things that were frustrating him like that, where before the match even started, he told me how he felt about LA Knight, but I didn't understand it till after the match was over. And I'm like, okay, I get it now. I understand your frustration. However, you did admit one thing, Adrian. You did admit that you want to like this guy.
I do. I really do.
Want to like him.
We're the same age. Of course I want to like him.
And time is ticking. He doesn't have but a 5-year window right now of being United States champion. And I agree with Keith. I don't think he's the guy. He's never going to be heavyweight champion. He's never going to be carrying the company, walking around being Cody Rhodes. He's not going to be that guy. But mid-card guy, mid-card champion, okay.
I think in the next year he will be on and I hate to say it like this because the guy that I'm about to mention is extremely talented and he's a comedy act, and it's basically he'll be on the same level as R-Truth, cracking jokes and doing catchphrases.
Yeah, I can
Maybe.
see it.
But right now he's 50,000 people screaming LA Knight because
But
he is the brand new United States champion.
No, he's a meme. He's a meme.
He's a meme.
Before that, he's a meme.
He's a meme. He is a meme.
You cannot underestimate. And Al, you should know this because you have younger children. Children the same age as my children that are raised on YouTube. And YouTube is all about memes.
Yeah.
The shit that gets over the most on YouTube is not the shit like you and I would watch. Like I'll watch history videos.
We're gonna talk about that, Chris, in a minute.
Another thing. Yeah, we'll get to Gunter.
We'll get to Gunter.
I got Solo Sikoa on my screen now.
Yep.
So memes matter. And LA Knight has always been able to get over with the meme fans. The meme fans that, and I know I just made my girl
like the kids. You just made my argument because he's over with the kids. Case in point.
But also we know
Kids are within earshot of me.
We know a grown ass adult that was getting over with him in TNA. What, almost 20 fucking years ago now? When he was doing Dummy. Yeah.
You call him the new Stone Cold. My kids. No. You call him Stone Cold LA Knight.
Stone Cold. I did that because I said the meme is there, and that's what they were trying to push.
Okay.
Trying to push him with Stone Cold tricks.
Okay, so these tricks are working with the younger audience. He is a target for the younger audience because the younger audience, anybody 13 and younger, don't know who the hell Stone Cold Steve Austin is.
That's my point. Is it going to get him to the main event, though?
No, because he doesn't have the talent that Stone Cold Steve Austin had. Because with Stone Cold Steve Austin came the in-ring talent and the selling and everything that Adrian doesn't like about this guy. So that's what I'm saying.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was a phenomenon that you and I, all three of us probably as marks
lived through.
Right, that when we were marks, and if we watched Stunning Steve Austin in WCW, and if we watched nothing else, we fucking knew Stunning Steve Austin was something. We could hate his guts as marks.
Oh, no, I never hated him.
But we also intrinsically knew this is something special. Similar to Arn Anderson. I always go back to Arn Anderson when I was a mark. I could hate Arn Anderson when he was a heel, but I had that intrinsic something. And I missed Arn with the Four Horsemen the first time. I missed that.
Well, if you missed him, you're going to see him really soon.
Arn on my screen.
Yes.
Arn is on my screen right now.
I was going to say, if you missed him, you're going to see him real soon. Girls.
Oh.
Girls.
Get him to produce.
Come to the doorway real quick.
Get him in. Please
stand right at the doorway.
Please get Arn back.
Ready?
Company. Please.
You're going to prove a point to me. Ready? LA Knight.
Yeah. There it is. And that's the demographic. The call and response demographic. And that's important. It is. As much as we all may want to go, it's Cody Rhodes and it's this and I love Cody Rhodes. And I love I don't have the sound on right now because we're doing this.
You got to hear that conversation. I'll go back and listen to that. You're gonna love it, Keith.
That matters to us. But I know that for the kids that doesn't necessarily matter. But that is still the shit that is going to get everything over. And I love the subtlety of Cody Rhodes' coat right there, which most people are going to miss, right? He's got all three brands on that coat, which is a subtle acknowledgement that Cody Rhodes is the champion of champions.
Yep. There you go. So, all right. So let's move on off of...
and the internet is pissing on him and going, he has a shitty title reign.
So let's talk. We're 50 minutes in, so let's go to CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee Adrian, you know my thoughts on this match, but I'm going to go to you first while he's watching what's going on.
It was basically just a reenactment of, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. That's basically all it was. It was just a rebranding of that. And I think they did a fantastic job. They told a fantastic story. The pinfall was that labored, I don't want to fucking count for you pinfall that they did at the same time. And it was just, it keeps the story going. It keeps people invested because I was like, wow. And it keeps the heat between the three of them because now you got to think somewhere down the road it's going to be a triple threat match with all three guys.
Well,
involved.
He took the bracelet, right? He took the bracelet back.
Yep.
Seth Rollins did what Seth Rollins did, and obviously cost Punk the match. I mean, he didn't turn heel, but he inadvertently didn't help matters in his role.
That's what I liked about the booking in this is that there's options.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I liked so much about what WWE's been doing under Triple H is there's options. We don't have to go A to B because if we don't go A to B, if there's a C, it has to be swerve,
Right.
everybody, swerve, bro.
Third, bro.
There's we could go A to B, but there's a logical A to C. We have the ability to listen to the audience, but we also have that ability to build things out, which is one of the things I like as a commentator because at least in one promotion, won't get too inside the curtain because I still have a certain amount of hesitation of getting even too inside. But I do speak to one of my bookers pretty much every time we do a show. And I've known one of the major storylines that we're going to do. I've known the solution for a long time. And I have people that should know better and should be able to figure it out, and they haven't figured it out yet. The best they could do was go to, because it's a mass storyline, it's SWO, and the best anybody who I think is smart to the business has been able to do is they have not figured out exactly who it is yet. They figured out down to one or two options. And I think that is booking 101, when you can't quite tell what's happening, where you can say, well, it could be this or it could be that. If you have at least two options, if you have more than two options, that's optimal. But when you can get to at least two options, you're doing things correctly.
Okay, so
what do you think, Adrian? Because you've been in the business, you're a worker.
I agree. As long as you can keep people on their toes, I mean that helps put asses in the seats. You want people coming back each week trying to figure out what the hell you're doing.
right.
I know we're short for time, so like Gunther.
Congratulations to the Ring General on becoming the heavyweight championship. No doubt in my mind that he will elevate it. It's not the belt that makes him. He's going to make that belt, much like he did the Intercontinental title. I mean, there was a time there where the Intercontinental title didn't matter much at all, and there was a time before that where it was the title that everybody wanted to have. It was the working man's title.
Let me throw a question out there. Would we even have been debating Ron Breakker winning the Intercontinental title if not for Gunther? And the way
that's exactly.
No.
That was exactly my point.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, AJ Styles at SummerSlam is he on his way out? No, that is not true. No. Why do you say yes?
In the long term, yes. Because AJ has said this contract that he is on now is his last contract. So
with WWE, he's not retiring though.
No, he said that it is his last contract period.
Yeah, he's
AJ Styles has been in the business for fucking what?
25 years.
More, I think. He worked WCW in the dying days of WCW.
Yeah.
So we're
been
talking
around.
99, 2000.
Yeah.
AJ is, yeah.
What did I
AJ
say,
is
Keith?
one that-
99, 2000, 25 years, I said. This is
Okay.
2024.
Okay, but let's face it, especially with the style that AJ has had,
Right.
we're looking at a guy that is, putting people over. And I get that people will
He's
say,
had a hell of a run, man.
yeah, but I get where people will say AJ's not done because of all the, TNA bullshit of he was the next generation for like 10 goddamn years
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. But, the way the business moved on, the style that much of the business has now, where it's like go kill yourself to make your name and make the ability to go do bigger things. But no, I think AJ is on his way out, and I give a lot of props to AJ, the career he's fucking had, and the stuff he's doing right now of doing.
And we know 2025 is the goodbye Cena tour too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good goodbye match. Styles versus.
Well, I don't know if it'll be him. I'm just saying along that tour, I would like to see it again. Sure.
I could do it. I could do it as a goodbye match. I think Adrian's got a hell of a thing there.
Yeah, but how far does AJ's contract go? Because John Cena's talking about December of 2025 being his final match. Not
if you have to say to AJ, would you work a longer contract to get to John Cena at the end of it?
To be John Cena's last match. So that guy can say he retired John Cena and The Undertaker?
If he were to do that, AJ has to do one more match.
Okay.
With somebody that's going to stick around, right? Right, Adrian? Am I not wrong with that?
I'm just saying, if AJ Styles is the guy that retires The Undertaker and John Cena.
If he's the guy that beats Cena, we have to get him to go at least one more match
where he puts somebody over
with a guy that you are behind
Braun
and that
Breaker.
is going to stick around for a while,
right?
To give
Braun
that
Breaker.
rep, right? I'm not even saying a name. I'm just saying a guy, a hypothetical guy that you want to give that rub to. I'm not going to throw a name in it because you could say Braun Breaker today. It's not wrong. You could say Braun Breaker today, but we also know what the wrestling business is, right? It's one wrong move. It's one guy zagging when he should zag. And then all of a sudden careers change and things change.
Does Cena get the title for one more better than Flair?
I don't think it happens.
16-time world champion. And so
I don't think it happens under H. I don't think H is interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I don't think Cena's interested. I don't think Cena's interested in that.
But I also too, I think they might want to, if Ric Flair stops being stupid.
Woo!
They might want to get Flair back, and where Flair's at in his state of mind these days, if you let Cena get that, I think you aggravate Flair to the point that Flair's going to put his pride over money.
Yeah,
he maybe doesn't come back in, and I also think it doesn't matter that much to this generation to do that. So I don't think we need to do it.
I would do it with Charlotte, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's because you are in love with Charlotte.
Charlotte needs to beat her dad. Charlotte needs to beat her dad in championship reigns.
Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing with me, Adrian.
Charlotte,
all right.
Charlotte needs to show me something when she comes back. Show me she's worth doing that.
Shut your mouth. Bow down to the queen, Professor. Bow to the queen.
No, she's
all right. The main event. Cody Rhodes defended the WWE Undisputed, Unlimited, whatever the hell they call it these days. Undisputed
WWE title. It's on my screen right now.
Yes, Undisputed WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa.
Yes,
and
Cody's looking good. Cody just did the skin the cat.
Yes, it's it was a great match. Keith's watching it live as we speak. Adrian, while Keith's watching, I want you to talk about it.
I
From start
think
to finish, what did you see?
from start to finish, I gotta say, like, I am definitely proud of Solo Sequoia because he really stepped up in this match. Like he really stepped up and held his own with a major talent like Cody. It shows that just how like serious he's taking this opportunity, and even Triple H during the press conference was talking about how he stepped into that role, and he stepped into that role without a hitch. He immediately became that guy. He became that, the head of the table, so to speak. And he basically showed a different side of himself, not only when it came to hit the television, but when it came to his in-ring work has really stepped up as well. I think that was a beautiful match. The story got told. The story got told. I am praying for
Jacob Fatu.
Because I don't. If anybody who knows me, every time that guy's name is mentioned, I
know you love that guy.
Amazing. He is absolutely fucking amazing.
And he just got started, man. It just sucks. It sucks. He just got started. He just showed up, and he's in tremendous shape, the best shape of his life, and that happens. It sucks. And I know another thing too. I had heard that Kevin Owens and Randy Orton had come down to stop the Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga when they interfered. When Jacob Fatu interfered, it was supposed to be Jey Uso that was supposed to interfere and get rid of him.
Right, because we're trying to set war games.
Right, but because
this is all about
they scrapped the Jey Uso part because there's no point in bringing Jey Uso out if that guy's laying there can't walk. There's no point, right?
Right.
But then tell him, Adrian, tell him.
The OTC showed up.
The original.
Yes, the OTC shows up, cocks him with the Superman punch, sets him up. And you know how loud it gets when 57,000 people scream, "Ooh, ah."
Oh, my God. It hurt my ears.
Yeah,
like it hurt.
Wow.
Where we were, because we were under.
Yeah.
Like we were in the lower level, but we were under the upper level. So it echoed even more where we were. And my ears are still ringing. My right ear. I told you guys I couldn't hear very well out of my right ear because it was so loud. Not only the ooh-ah thing, whatever, but the moment his music hit, he didn't even come out yet. And they didn't even know what he was going to do because they were assuming, but they didn't know. And even commentary hit the nail on the head. I think it was Corey Graves says, but what is he going to do? Like, who's he out here for? And then Michael Cole says, that's right. Who's he out? Is he out here to attack the guy that took his championship in WrestleMania? Or is he out here to, shut the hell up, shut Solo Sikoa up for claiming he's the tribal chief and what they did to the wise man?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So the whole thing from start to finish, I want to watch it again with commentary because I only got those tidbits just for this show, but the end of it. But Roman Reigns comes in, hits a Superman punch on Solo. Cody hits him with the Crossroads 1, 2, 3, still champ.
Right.
But now what? And that's the point, right?
Now what? Yes. But now what? Because if you notice and you paid attention, he didn't leave. He stayed there and stared them both down. So there is unfinished business there. And I am excited about where they could go with this.
Yep.
I'm excited about how far they go with this. But a lot of it hinges on, it's sad to say, Jacob Fatu. A lot of it hinges on him because The crowd, the universe, the WWE universe, the crowd, the people are very, very powerful movement.
Jessica, eventually.
Yeah.
The easy answer to that is eventually. That's gonna happen, but they won't rush to that. They don't have to.
No, because
No.
they got the battle of the bloodline.
All right, Keith, how far are you?
I am at Cody just tried to looks like pedigree Solo. We got to roll up 2 count only. Solo, you're
So, guys, as
acknowledging
we were-
rock bottom 1, 2.
Yeah.
2 count only. Cody
So
gets
as we were talking, guys, Keith's watching this live for the first time. He was playing catch up and he just made it to the main event. So he gets to speak on it live as it happens. So I mean, Keith, if you want to tell us what you're seeing, man, go ahead, man, because me and Adrian said our piece on this match.
Yeah, so I've got Solo. Solo is punching away. He's got a nerve hold right now. He's got both the shoulders. And I mean, if you've ever, tried to do that nerve cluster on somebody at home, it hurts. If you've ever had it done to you, I mean, that's debilitating. It really is. That is legit. Cody's fighting out. Cody's got the shots to go midsection now. I'm sorry I have to call it play-by-play. That's just how I am. Here comes Cody off the ropes. No, Samoan drop. Nicely done. Solo into the cover. 1, 2, 2 count only. Not a long.
You were busy with Shark. I don't know what kind of fish fuckery y'all were into.
What does he mean by that? He was busy with Shark Boy last night.
Y'all keep y'all.
He had Shark Boy out there at 3 Legacies.
Okay, so Shark Boy
No,
versus Piranha was a match. It wasn't. I was getting busy. He wasn't getting busy with Shark Boy.
No,
he was. There's no
go out there. Unfortunately, I had family stuff. Well, not unfortunately, I had to do the family stuff last night. I still have to deal with that today.
I watched this morning.
Whoa! Here comes Solo. Oh, headbutt right into the trio. Whoa, that's something nice.
Yep.
The
Love
freaky
that.
aquatic.
That's when he had him. So Cody's hung in the corner,
Right.
and Solo's running and jumping and headbutting him into the midsection.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, it's different. I like that. Solo being a killer right there.
Yeah.
Solo's eyeballing, taunting.
Cody was upside down a while in that spot there.
Solo's going for it again. Oh, Solo nails him again.
Nothing harder than a Samoan noggin, I'll tell you that. Right, Adrian?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Oh, wait, they were partners.
I bet he was your partner.
So they weren't. He's setting them up and you're knocking them down, man.
Y'all nasty.
Now.
Y'all are nasty.
Shark Boy was my partner.
Y'all are nasty.
I was busy with Shark Boy last night.
Yeah.
His regular partner in SWO was a little scary. I mean,
What were they called? The Deep? Like together? Piranha and Shark Boy, the Deep.
I'm sure Piranha will tell us. I'm trying to do 2 things at once right now. Cody,
because we like the boys. Keith, you like the boys? Do you watch the boys, Keith?
I've read the boys.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't read. I watched the show. It's a good show. The amount of noise from the stadium is 100%. No need for them to pump it in at all. And so that matchup. Yeah, they were standing for most of the matchup. They were chanting for most of the matchup.
Not down in the front row. I do see the front row sitting on their asses for most of it.
They have to stay down for TV. For camera.
Okay.
No, they were. They were up.
Doing this.
Well, us people that couldn't afford the front row, we were standing up.
Got a good shot there. Here comes Cody. Solo caught him. Cover 1, 2. Long 2 count, about a 2 3/4 on that one.
There was about like 22 counts in that match, I swear.
Yeah, Solo's frustrated now. He's thinking, what do I got to do?
Show's great.
We got to get him to the end. We can't end the show till Keith sees the end.
Yeah, he's got to see it. It was great. It was absolutely great.
So here we go. Solo is stepping out. He's thinking high rent district now. He's going to try to finish it. So let's go as adjusting. Oh, here comes Cody. Shot to the face. Cody's up. He's hammering away, trying to soften him up, trying to set him up. No, Solo backs him off. Solo to the top rope. Cody's up after him. Cody's got him. Superplex coming up. There it is.
Bam.
Down goes Solo. But
Both guys are down. They show I believe they show above the ring shot where they're both just laying there dead.
Yep, they're both laying. No one can follow up.
You know they debuted the ref cam last night, Keith.
I did see that. I was a little
right on the ear.
I was skeptical of that at first. I don't think it did a ton to help anything, but it's also new.
Mm-hmm.
No,
so I don't hate it yet.
But
it
also
didn't justify itself.
It's new in wrestling, but it's been around for a minute.
Well, I'll tell you, I'd love to see it used in the indies, like on somebody like a Zach Carlucci. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Zach Carlucci and probably almost nobody else.
Bellator.
Why we
MMA.
probably should pay for that.
Bellator
MMA started using the ref cam.
Okay.
Then that was like 2 years ago. They were the first people to have that visual because the ref.
You know, it'd be kind of cool.
Oh, Cody missed. Cody was coming in hot. Missed. Solo's got him. No, Cody reversal. Crossroads got it.
Yep.
He got it, but Cody cannot capitalize.
Cannot capitalize.
Damn it. Damn it. Here comes the bloodline. Damn
Here
it.
come.
Here we go.
But it's bloodline rules, so it's legal.
It's totally legal. Legal as a headlock, Professor.
Second Cody. Right hard into the buckle. Damn it. Come on now. Somebody help Cody.
No. Game over.
Oh,
There
God,
is no
damn.
help for Cody.
Not like this. Not like this.
It's over.
Damn it. Oh, really? You want to win this way? Really?
Yep.
Cover. 1, 2. It's academic. No, Cody kicks out.
He does.
Cody kicks out.
I don't know how.
I don't know how either. Solo Sikoa beside himself, and now the Thugs hammering away. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got KO. We got Kevin Owens coming out.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens is out here.
It's Kevin Owens.
Running down.
He has no business here.
This is why stadium shows can be such a pain in the cock, because he's got to run.
It was goosebumps, Jessica. Like, it was goosebumps when KO's music hit. Like, everybody lost their freaking minds. It was goosebumps. Like, you get the goosebumps.
I love that you guys can do it, because I'm just sitting there like, Jesus Christ, it fucking takes them 20 years to get down to a ring.
No, it was forever. It was crazy.
Why don't they just go, somebody go out, grab a fucking chair, hit Kevin Owens in the head, fuck Cody up, whatever the fuck. It's no disqualification. I know it's wrestling rules.
They had to wait. Yeah, they had to wait for Cody. They had to wait for Randy Orton. They both took forever. It was wild. Yeah. They had to wait for Cody. They had to wait for Randy. They took forever to get to the ring because they're running a football field.
This is hurting it for me. And I know it's not aimed at me, but it's hurting me. It's hurting me, because it's like you're asking me to accept that nobody is smart enough to be able to go, oh shit, things are happening. Whereas I'm looking at it and it's like, well, on paper, this is Survivor Series. This is my War Games this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're trying to set for.
Yep.
Which I have to give credence to, with the idea of, I agree. Don't play music. When you play music, but that's.
You're right. Look, Piranha's right, because they did not play music for the Bloodline. The Bloodline just showed up and started beating people up.
But the problem is this is what they expect.
Come out of the crowd like the Bloodline did.
I agree, because it would also be shorter and it would make a lot more logical sense. But they're not booking to us, Piranha. They're not booking to us that look at it from the perspective of critic, because they look at it like, when Roger Ebert says your movie isn't that great, and
I
then
disagree.
I made it real talk for a minute. When Roger Ebert says your movie is trashy, or when he gives the latest Halloween sequel a bad review, the
I disagree.
vast majority,
Yeah, you always disagree.
the vast majority of the general public doesn't care. Of course, if you said Halloween's Ends was a piece of shit, he'd have been 100% right, because goddamn I hated that trilogy.
She had to put him in a wood chipper at the end.
Hold up.
Spoiler alert.
Hold up. You hate
Mike
him?
Myers met his end in a wood chipper. Okay.
Yeah.
Shango is so silent. It's hard to think he has nothing to say.
I'm
Go
sure
ahead,
he does.
Shango. While Keith is taking the end of that match, what do you have to say for yourself?
Ooh,
For myself.
go ahead.
Yeah.
When it comes to what?
Well, this is the thing. While Keith's doing this, real quick, a little real talk. I saw Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I
Ooh.
tell you, if anybody out there is not a fan of Marvel, I recommend it.
You saw that movie and tell me about it, because you were kind of supposed to clue me in.
Deadpool versus Wolverine. You were supposed to come.
Remember that conversation earlier in the week?
Oh,
I
I
was waiting for you to text me.
I went with Megan. I mean, I don't. Did you
You
want to go
were
with Megan?
supposed to text me for that exact screening. I'm a little upset.
I'm sorry.
Right now.
He's not
I
sorry.
apologize. No, I apologize. Did you see it? You haven't seen it yet?
I have not seen.
I would
I
go
am
see it
going
again. No, I would. No, I like. I always judge a movie nowadays because how much they cost. I would go see it again, Keith. You want to see it? Call me. I will go. I'll even buy your ticket because you just guilt tripped me into it.
I wasn't trying to guilt trip you into it. I was just saying, like, you said you were gonna. Let me know you didn't.
You heard it.
You
So.
should
If
feel
you're
bad
a fan
for
of Marvel, it's a must see. If you're not a fan of Marvel, it's a must see.
Setting with the stairs.
Yeah, setting the stairs up. That's about close to, but that's about close to the end there.
He's coming in. He'll kill him if he hits this. He does not.
He does not. Nobody home.
Yeah. I mean, look, I get it. Deadpool, Wolverine. I know we're hybriding right now to a degree because y'all want to watch the play-by-play. We got to cross.
Alan, Alan, Alan and Josh went too.
We know Marvel's in a bad state right now. The MCU
they're fucking up a lot of their shit. Yes.
Yeah, they are, and they're panic buttoning. I mean,
I don't know why.
Doctor Doom, that is a whole new version of panic button to do.
No, it is not.
He's turning heel.
If you're a fan of the comics, if you have watched the comics, you do
I know. But the general public is not a fan of the comics. Like
the people watching those a lot of the times, like they're huge fans. Like this, I get it. It's a grasp. It's a like oh shit, we got to do something.
Yeah, it is because frankly they've been fucking up post Infinity Saga. When you think about it, because look, you're a comic fan, so am I. Did we need how much did, like, let's say the Marvels, that movie, how many issues did those characters move in the comics? Is there any of them? Is there a groundswell idea for those characters? Shang-Chi. And I know every character is somebody's favorite, right? Yeah. But Shang-Chi. Yeah. When is Shang-Chi pushed a series?
Who's Shang-Chi?
How about the Eternals? The Eternals is like a legendary Jack Kirby failure. And we haven't even been able to turn that around like DC with the Fourth World. Because at least you got Darkseid in the Fourth World. Mm-hmm. Moving into at least Superman, if nothing else, and becoming part of Superman.
Jessica, that was in reference to the fact that I was asleep right there. See that part right there?
Because you don't, because
he doesn't like
comic books and stuff. But I'll tell you this: I did enjoy Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I highly recommend it. And Keith, if you need somebody to go see it with, I'm your man. I'll go see it again. It's good. It's funny stuff.
Well,
Good
I
stuff.
gotta figure it
He
out.
even had his whole family.
Family, because we promised them. We've been promising them stuff this summer and this week. We promised the oldest girl child affair. And
All right, I want to end this show. So, are you there yet?
I'm at. Cody just went through the announce table with one of these crazy ass Samoans. I'm not sure which one.
That was Jacob Fatu, sir.
Jacob Fatu, son.
Jacob Fatu. Yep.
I've not been paying attention to main roster stuff.
Say his name and he appears.
Journalistic responsibility.
I believe in Jacob.
Yes. You know,
Actually, that was the moment where everybody thought he got hurt.
It is where he got
hurt.
Yeah, it is where he got hurt.
Well, did you? Oh, you saw the splash through the table?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he did not get up there.
He did not.
So Jey Uso was supposed to come take care of him, but they scrapped that. They're like, "All right, Jay,
we got the replay. We got the slow mo. Oh yeah, I can see it. Okay.
Yep.
That was a case of not quite getting all the airtime he needed and getting over.
He went up instead of out.
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
He was looking for that good hang time, probably on the.
Are you at the end yet?
Maybe Cody just nailed that springboard stunner.
Yes. Off the top rope.
Yep. They're limping. Cody can't quite follow up.
Yeah.
Then we have another interference. The big interference ahead of the table. Here we go. He has returned.
I need some people really think he was playing his back, but being re-injured. Yeah, some people thought that, but it was a high ankle sprain or a high ankle fracture.
He grabbed the ankle immediately.
High ankle hairline fracture.
Yeah. Best, not even a best case scenario. The worst case scenario for him is a torn ligament.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I had heard bone, not muscle.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, like, if it's like they come out where he didn't break or fracture anything, but he tore his ligament, you won't see him until next year.
Oh, yeah.
Because muscle is always worse than bone, right? In terms
we'll see you at Royal Rumble 26. Thanks for coming, which sucks.
Oh, it horribly sucks because, let's face it, all of this was built towards selling Survivor Series and selling the War Games.
They got more Samoans. They'll pull up some more Samoans out their ass.
Like he I hate to say it, he is like instantly he became one of the most talented people on that entire fucking roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is that fucking good.
Cornette's going to be upset. Cornette loves this guy.
Yeah, he is going to be mad.
He's going to be miserable.
I'm going to be upset too. I mean, the Anoa'i family, in terms of their fucking ability.
So, what are you watching right now, Keith? Did he hit Solo yet?
A Superman punch on Solo.
Yep.
He's fucking his ass up.
Yep.
Here comes Roman.
Yep.
Probably thinking spear.
Spear. Ooh, 57,000 go. Ooh,
spear. Fuck you.
Takes a glance at Cody, but he doesn't do anything to him.
No, because with Cody, it ain't personal. It's about the belt. It's about getting that belt back. He respects.
Yep.
And that to me is just the essence of a worker right there. And he nodded his head slightly.
Yep.
That's the beauty of our business, that you don't need to cut a promo. You don't need to do a big whole thing. You just gestures.
Yes.
Is what it's about.
Right.
I want that belt back, but I respect you because you took that belt from me.
Yes. All right. And
we got Cody now looking, thinking, do I want to take it this way? Do I want to get this done? Roman's looking back at him. It's a moment here. It's like, what's going to happen? If I go for this cover, are you going to come stop me? Now Cody's trying to send a message to Roman, but also finish this match. He's got Solo set for the Crossroads.
Yeah, Jessica, and
Roman as he fucking wins.
for a football game.
And they were 10,000 away from France. Well, like 9,000 or something.
Well, because they had a whole section up top behind the hard cam, like, blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
They had almost as many. It's almost as many as they would have blacked out if they had a stage set up. So I don't understand the difference or why they didn't do that. You know what I mean? Why they did it at all.
But you also have to remember when you run a football stadium, and we know this, Al, from WrestleMania 39. We were both there. It was Giant Stadium, right?
29.
I had 29. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
29. This is how fucking long it's been. So
10 years.
I and a friend splurged to get the front row because at that point we're like, well, if this is the only WrestleMania we ever get to.
Mm-hmm.
So they had everything set up so that we were actually on the field,
Mm-hmm.
which I would say is not a Giants fan, and all my issues with, these teams playing Jersey, but then don't claim Jersey. I probably could have pissed, and I would have pissed on the field. They set it up so that front row is down on the field, so you can't say whatever the attendance is what you would get for a football game necessarily, because they're putting shit over the field, so you actually have people on the field seated.
That was impressive, though. To see that many people for wrestling was it was cool.
And that's the point of it. That's the point of running these stadiums and stuff, is to be able to have that holy shit kind of moment for the attendance.
There was a similar crowd at Mania. There was a little bit more, I think. I think there was over 60,000 at Mania, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mania's Mania.
But
it's always going to be the draw. They're trying to turn SummerSlam into a secondary Mania
by having 2 days.
Exactly, and that's why
we might have saw the last one with 1 day, Adrian.
We might have.
Absolutely, it did. It's next year, I believe, that we're going to the 2 days.
Because both rosters are so big now.
Could they do that with the Rumble? Like have the women's Rumble night 1 and the men's Rumble night 2?
They could. They honestly could.
Do we have enough women to make that a main event?
What do you mean? They have a women's Rumble every year, so they figure it out.
Do you watch the women's Rumble and think that is equivalent to a men's Rumble?
No, but that's not the point.
No, that is the point.
My point is the event. No, the point we're talking about is the event sells. Royal Rumble sells.
I would like to hear from Adrian, because when I said that, you said no, and Adrian nodded his head. I would like Adrian to speak on why he nodded his head.
There are people who find that equivalent, but you got to look at it like this too. There have been pay-per-views where the women have outshined the men. Like, honestly, there have been like what was the pay-per-view where the women were they were the main event and they outdid the men's match. You get what I'm saying? Like that's like there are, if you can tell.
Well, they main evented Mania once. It was Charlotte and Ronda and Becky.
Yeah, and that was one of the better matches of the night, right?
Yeah. Because it had to be. I mean, it better be.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. You put the best you could in the ring.
All right, Keith.
Yeah.
Cody retains. Nice moment there between those two. Final thoughts on SummerSlam 2024.
Amazing show. One of the best shows I've seen in a long time. I always look at things now based on would I have wanted to be in the chair calling it. I would have wanted to be in the chair calling this. I really would have. Fantastic stuff. They gave themselves options for the future, very well booked. And I think they did the best job they could of saying, we need to expand this to 2 nights. We had so much good stuff. This should have been a 2-night show.
Because I was expecting a wide thing.
Our thoughts and prayers are with Jacob Fatu. I hope you get well soon, and I hope it's not as serious as Adrian saying. You know, if it is what it could be, we're talking. We'll see you in a year and a half, which really sucks. So I mean,
I'm gonna get in now. Get with my sources that I trust, and hopefully it's not as bad as that.
Post it on around the turnbuckle. Keep our following informed.
Yeah.
Shango, Mr. Adrian, sir, your final thoughts on SummerSlam and hugging me in Cleveland.
It was a fantastic show. It was fantastic seeing you in Cleveland. I think LA Knight needs to break his big toe.
He's wishing it was LA Knight that yes, got hurt and not Jacob Fatu.
Absolutely. I think you know.
What'd you think of Cleveland?
Yeah, hot.
Huh? What I think? What?
What'd you think of Cleveland?
I didn't have enough protection.
You saw some Lake Erie. We spent some time walking down the beach together in Lake Erie.
There was, regardless of what he tells you, there was a giant water dog that came out and ran in the water.
That was a sewer rat. No, it was a musket. He saw there was a sewer rat the size of Keith's dog. Sometimes Keith's dog makes an appearance.
Caught on fire once.
Let me tell you something. That thing came out with a backpack on. Okay. It had scuba gear. You can't tell me that was a normal animal. Cleveland is no. Don't. If you
the rat was this big, Keith.
That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. That rat was this big. That's how big that damn thing was.
He's saying the size of it was the size of her elbow.
Scuba gear and a cell phone. It was setting up a drug deal. I guarantee you that thing was setting up a drug deal because I don't know why you in the water with a scuba gear on anyway, especially in there. You know, it's Lake Erie. What do you have buried down there? First of all,
great. The look on his face when that rat came out of the water.
Is that what caught on fire in Cleveland? Because I know the water caught on fire in Cleveland.
It looks like it needs to catch on fire.
I don't know.
I
did see anybody interested in the movie A Christmas Story. We did stop by the Christmas Story house.
Yes.
Adrian kind of went there at the wrong time of day, and that's my fault. And he just kind of waved at it. I stopped there this morning. I was there at 9:00 this morning, and my picture. Check out my Facebook page. You can see a picture of me standing in front of Ralph Parker's house. You shoot your eye out, kid.
Adrian, I think that was intentional.
If you zoom in,
that's how he does.
Zoom in on the picture, you can see the lamp, the leg lamp.
Yeah, I waved at it as we drove by with all the 90 people that was there.
It was fun.
It was packed.
Good time. Cleveland, you rock.
No, you know.
SummerSlam was awesome.
Cleveland has rocks. That's what he said. Cleveland has rocks because sweet Jesus.
Maybe you need to experience Cleveland the way I have through the.
We've been going 90 minutes, guys. I'm out of here. For the professor and Adrian, that's Big Al, and we'll see you next time. Oh, one more thing. There is no Around the Turnbuckle for the next 2 weeks. I'm on vacation, one of them, and I'm on business the following one. So we'll see you August 25th. Will be our next Around the Turnbuckle. In the meantime, we'll see you out there in the Indies. We hope.
Yeah, we are doing a few shows in between there. So
New Era. We're going to be at New Era. We're going to be at SWO the following night, and we're going to be at 3WA on the 24th. And Adrian, it was a ball, man.
Yeah, 3 Beards of Wrestling on Monday.
Yeah, 3 Beards of Wrestling Monday, folks. Tune in.
3 Beards of Wrestling tomorrow night. 3 Beards. You thought what we said about SummerSlam was cool? Wait till those guys get together and talk about SummerSlam tomorrow.
3 workers perspective.
Yes.
On now. I'm tuning in.
Tomorrow night. Look, check out 3 Beards of Wrestling at 7:00 with this guy and General Kiesel and Mr. Pink. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks right back here.
You think you know me?
I can't calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.